Hey guys, this is Bryan coming at you from Big Time Super Friends with a review of X-Men 2, X-Men United. Now, this takes place a couple months after the events of the first movie. Now, this leads to probably one of my favorite opening scenes of any of the superhero X-Men Marvel type movies, and it follows Nightcrawler. I really think that the way the camera follows this character as he's going up and around all the guards, around these corners, zipping back and forth using his abilities, I think it was shot really well in the sense where you can really see his abilities in action. Now, he's going through the White House here in the hopes of trying to get to the Oval Office with the president. And he has a knife here, he's trying to send a message. He does get to the office, but he is stopped. Now, that attack on the president essentially led to the U.S. government and the introduction of Stryker coming into the mix here. So a scene that really sticks out in my mind is when we get that first introduction with Iceman and his family, with Bobby and his family. Now, you can really see it's kind of a close-to-home feel with someone's struggle of being both accepted and if their family is still going to love them, if they're going to team up with them, if they accept them for who they are. And I think that really brings it kind of like on a deeper, closer level. You really get attached to these characters. You see their struggles and you see just how much they actually have to deal with just by being, who they are.
We thought Bobby was going to a school for the gifted.
Bobby is the gifted.
We know that. We just didn't realize he
We
was...
still love you, Bobby. It's just this mutant problem is a little...
What mutant problem?
Complicated.
What this movie I think is excellent with is that it shows character progression. It really shows out really flushed out characters. But a couple that I really think made the biggest of changes are both Mystique and Magneto, because essentially they were the bad guys, or they are the bad guys. But in this film, they have to team up with the X-Men in order, they have to put their differences aside in order to defeat Stryker, because at the end of the day, they are still mutants, but they also have to kind of take care of themselves and protect themselves. So they have to team up to take Stryker down.
His name is Colonel William Stryker, and he invaded your mansion for one purpose. He wanted Cerebro. Or enough of it to build one of his own.
But that doesn't make any sense. Stryker would need the professor to operate it.
Which I think is the only reason my old friend is still alive.
But the person that I think had the biggest change, or that you saw the most from, is Wolverine. And that actually brings me to my favorite scene with him, which is actually towards the end of the film here, his fight with Lady Deathstrike. Now, I would say this is probably definitely up to that point when the movie was released, probably one of the most violent, kind of gory fights that I've ever seen on film. The other favorite scene that I have is actually towards the end of the film here. Now, Stryker's already been defeated. Magneto's left him out in the cold to essentially just freeze to death. And the X-Men are going on their escape route, but they're having some troubles with their jet, and the electronics aren't working. The building that they just had this huge fight in, and everything is crumbling down. All this water's rushing at them, so it's looking pretty grim for them. You just don't know if they're going to be able to make that escape. And at the end, Jean does make her ultimate sacrifice in the movie, and she decides to exit the jet.
letting me.
Now, because of how this movie really pushed all of these characters further, the camera work, the action scenes, just how really good they were, I'm gonna give this movie an A. And I think that I've only seen this movie once or twice before, but seeing it again and knowing what happens before and definitely what happens after, you can really, really appreciate just how much this film actually did for the series. And I think it's probably the best one of the original trilogy there. So I'd give it an A, and I think that that's fair. Now, don't forget, we do have the review for the first film down below. So there's a link in the description. So go ahead and check that one out. Let me know what you think about this one. Did you like it? Did you like the movie? Did you not like the movie? What was your favorite scene? Let me know what's going on. And don't forget, we do have the third one coming up soon. We're going to be talking about X-Men 3. So be sure to check that one out. I am Bryan, and I am out.